Hi, friends. This is Wendy Harrop, and welcome to the Say Yes to Yourself podcast. On the Say Yes to Yourself podcast, you'll hear stories from women just like us who are adding the practice of saying yes in their daily lives in big and small ways, and as a result, are experiencing the truth that everybody wins when you say yes to yourself. Saying yes to yourself is a graceful unfolding, an intentional becoming of the very best version of you. It is my hope that in these conversations, we are able to find our truth and be inspired and empowered to live our very best lives. I'm so excited to go on this journey with you, and I look forward to finding a bit of our own story in each other's. Hello, friend. Welcome back to the podcast. Happy Friday. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow as well. If you have not already signed up for the free masterclass that I'm doing with Laura Paddock, come on in. She is going to be sharing her beautiful process of moving from resolutions to momentum that creates results. She has written 2 books. The latest is Whole, Not Perfect. It's empowering stories as tools for anyone ready to reinvent and reclaim themselves. She has so many gorgeous processes to move our intentions that we have set for 2026 into a plan to actually make them happen, allow them to happen, give them traction, become the person that these intentions play out for. This masterclass is for people who are thoughtful, reflective, capable, know what they want, but don't always consistently move toward it. People who are tired of January energy turning into March guilt. People who feel the quiet erosion of self-trust when plans stay on paper. I know it can be frustrating when you are tired of your own damn story. So I welcome you to join Laura and I for this masterclass. It's tomorrow, Saturday, February 7th. It's 11 a.m. Eastern. And we would love to not only hold space for you, but also share these wonderful steps that Laura has honed over her decades as a coach to help us move our great ideas from our heads to our hearts through our hands. So the link is down in the show notes. Please save your spot. It's totally free. Can't wait to see you there. Also, cannot wait to share today's episode with you. We have the beautiful Marie Cruz. She is a certified health and wellness coach, retreat facilitator, and the best-selling author of Even When She Rose. She created the Nautilus Way, Write Your Way Free, which is a journaling-based process that helps women integrate grief, release trauma, and rediscover their inner strength. With over 15 years of experience, Marie guides her clients to rewire limiting beliefs, gain clarity, and move forward with greater peace, purpose, and confidence. Her work is grounded in both professional expertise and a lived journey of resilience, offering women support with compassion and hope. I know you are going to love this conversation with Marie Cruz. Marie, I have already decided that this is going to be such a fun conversation. I'm so delighted to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Wendy, just for creating this space for us to have fun.
Right?
And talk about all the things. So I appreciate you giving me this opportunity.
Oh, it is my great pleasure. And I started to tell you before we hit record and then thought, ooh, we should just talk about this.
Right.
This podcast is the most fun and fabulous thing of all the fun and fabulous things that I do. And I am only available for what delights me. So it is at the top of a very, very gorgeous list. And I love that as much preparation that I do for it. And
Hmm.
by preparation, I'm referring to my morning practice,
Sure.
and that is being in alignment with myself and the highest version of myself prepares me for whatever conversation I'm going to have, whether it's at the grocery store or with my daughter or being recorded for multiple ears with a quote unquote stranger. Yet,
Right.
amazingly, God has brought the most aligned, gorgeous women into my home through this platform. It's actually ridiculous when I think about how easy and joy filled and what a state of allowing I have been in, and seen how fabulous something can be if I just really stay in my lane and then let the universe do everything else.
Right, right. I mean, you said, I don't know what the word you said is because menopause. Um, but something like miraculous. And I feel like, but is it? Because we are creating
Yeah,
and staying in alignment. And I'm only available for what delights me. I'm like, oh, I need to take a page. I get that. I understand it. But until you practice it regularly, and then, you get rerouted, and then you're like, oh, I forgot. I got to get back to that. So I'm loving this energy already because I know where it's going to take me.
right, right. And we can trust it.
Oh, 100%. One of my new things that I'm playing with or I've been working on is I can trust my own rhythm
Mm,
because I have a ton of energy. But in this hormonal state I'm in right now, my functional side has been somewhat compromised. I used to be like an executive functioner, like on top of 40 things, and I
right,
never forgot anything. And
right.
now all of a sudden, I'm like, what did we do yesterday? And that has really taken a toll on some of that. So I'm this week or last week started, I can trust my rhythm. I can trust my
Mm,
rhythm. Like my higher self is guiding this whole show and she has the map and she knows where we're going.
right, right. And she knows the path of least resistance to
Yes.
get you from where you
Yes.
are to
Yes.
where you want to be.
You don't even know how much I needed this right this minute.
All of us, right? Me, you, the listener,
Yes.
my beautiful podcast producer.
Yes.
And we are all going to be having the experience. That's going to make me cry. And it's 10:10 on the clock. Like, whatever. Okay. Oh, so many things I'm loving about this. First, I love the awareness
Hmm.
of something so aligned happening, right? And like you said, miraculous, but is it? Because miracles happen naturally.
We're just not conditioned for it to be our norm.
Exactly.
But when we are
Exactly.
in it, you go like, of course that happened. Of course
Right?
this like right now I'm feeling that. I'm like, of course I'm on this podcast because I don't want to make it about me, but it's
Oh,
about all of us,
please.
right? But like
Yes.
for me, it's like this is quite literally what I need the most right
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Right now, and I'll tell you, it's because I have medicine to bring to this world. It's because
Yeah.
I have magic. I have all these things, and my conditioning, right? Our societal conditioning, my ego, whatever, is trying to protect me in my head, is filling me with all the doubt. And when I feel this vibrational energy, I'm just yes, like thank you,
Exactly.
thank you, thank you for partnering me with Wendy today, this moment,
Right.
because it's the thing that I'm seeking the most. And
Right.
probably one of my favorite quotes, right? What you seek is seeking you.
Yes. And it
Yes.
wants you more.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where we're going in this whole
Oh,
conversation,
we're
but one of
going.
the one of the things that I read in a book and I'm probably going to get the title wrong, but it's like a happy pocket full of money or something.
Oh, right. I have been right. That book has been recommended so many times. I have got to get it.
Game
Okay.
changer. But what he says in there helped me shift. I do all this work with women, I run retreat, all the things. But it's been hard for me, right? Like, I want to give everything. I want
Yeah.
every mother who's lost a child like me to have access to what I have to offer. Okay. But I mean, I have to live too. We live in a construct that requires an energetic exchange of
Right.
money, usually. And
Yep.
so what he said was, you aren't running the retreats or doing the client work or coming on the podcast. You aren't doing that because you're trying to make money.
Right.
You're doing it because they are asking God or the universe or whatever we're calling it today.
Right.
They collectively are asking for what you're here to bring.
Right.
And so then it's like the onus is on them because they're asking for what I
Right.
have and
Right.
what I've spent almost 30 years getting to, meaning education, experience, deep grief, all the things. And that really set me free. Okay, Marie, you didn't build a beach house so that you could run a retreat to make money to pay for the beach house. You built the beach house because it's the sacred ground in which these women come to heal and find themselves and figure it out, that
Right.
the answers are in them. And
Yes.
so that was just a quick reframe. And I don't know
Love
where we
it.
were that got us
Oh, it
here.
doesn't matter. It's just so good. And I love that because also the energetic exchange, it has to be at a match, right?
Yes.
So if
Yes.
you had done all the work that you've done to get you to this moment, to this place and time, and
Yes.
I wanted to talk about football, it wouldn't be a match. So,
Especially with the Saints doing so bad this year.
right, right,
Because I'm in New Orleans. I'm just
right.
kidding.
And like I wouldn't even know really what to say because I don't even
No,
know.
but I understand that, and it's interesting because the women who I have helped, who I have worked with, without a financial exchange, because I do that sometimes. It's either one of two things, because I feel really called that whatever exchange we're going to have is going to benefit me in a way that financial exchange wouldn't,
Right?
or even better, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or that whatever it is that they're going to break through or heal from, or that thing I most need to hear
Yeah.
for my own breakthrough and growth. And
Right.
so there are times that I do that, but anyway, I didn't mean to get off on abundance.
I think it's actually important.
It is because I think so many people are, especially like I think about visual artists, they're so
Yeah.
afraid to price their work. And I'm like, you put 30 hours into that. Like,
Right. Right.
it's I'm a seamstress, and that's why I won't sew for anybody,
Yeah.
because they don't get
Right.
the value of what I'm doing.
Yes, I am a flower farmer. And
Oh,
last
cool.
year, it's so fun, among the many fun and fabulous things I do.
Sure.
So I was previously growing peonies and dahlias, and I grow them for wedding florists. I was a wedding planner for 30 years. So I have contacts in the industry, all the things. So I made a decision to complete with dahlias. I love dahlias, but dahlias should be about $800 a stem for how much I have to touch them so
Mm.
that they can grow. I have to dig them out in the winter. I have to store them. I have to take them out in the spring. I have to divide them. I have to plant them.
It just started to take more from you than
Right.
you were getting in exchange.
I have to water them. I have to market them. I have to sell them, and they bloom while I'm in France. So none of that exchange even makes sense for me. And it was affecting how I started to feel about the clients. And I was creating a whole story of they don't understand how much hard work this is and they don't want to pay me what it's, I mean, it was ridiculous. None of those sentences don't even feel good repeating them, what was going on in my head. And I
Right.
think two things about doing something that has physical labor associated with it. We have to charge, we have to create a new narrative and educate our consumer. You can go to Trader Joe's and buy them for $6.99. You're not buying them from the farmer. You're buying what wedding florists didn't buy that Trader Joe's got a deal on, which they also are whatever, $1 billion company. Like it's different than the single mom who lives in Massachusetts that has all these dahlias. Like it's just a different gig.
Totally.
And when I make my client source, I can get all in my head about how I need to pay what I'm worth and they need to understand and na 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 na. But like what you have done is you make that decision when you have a client that is not going to give you the exchange monetarily, but you've made a decision that there is an exchange here and my source is source, not this person. And I am not relying on this person to keep me in business. I am being in service and knowing that everything I need always comes to me and it comes in beautiful avenues that I had no idea about.
It's interesting because some of those clients that I might work with on a different level of exchange, financial exchange, will open a door to someone else. And I knew that I used to be in another multi-level marketing business, and I learned that was my school. I'll say that was my entrepreneurial school because I
Yes.
learned that doing something, trusting the whole schematic as long as it feels good. So I also like have a mom who kept reaching out and reaching out, and I was giving her free things. Like I have a journal jumpstart that's free. It's a workshop. It's like a 3-hour thing. It's really cool. It's an intro kind of thing. And I gave it to her, but she kept coming back and wanting to kind of let's say dump, which is the first part of the process, right?
Mm-hmm.
But without the second and third and fourth pieces, you don't heal. You don't move
Right.
the needle forward towards your higher self or your higher experience in this physical body. So then I had to withdraw my support
Right.
because it wasn't a good exchange, because
Yeah.
it was perpetuating her staying stuck and not moving her forward.
Exactly. You're co-signing on her lack.
And I am the kind of person, listen, if she'd have watched it, I probably would have worked one on one with her for free. I
Totally.
know her situation. I was a single mom. I understand. Like, we didn't even go eat out,
Yeah.
like not even McDonald's because we didn't
Mm-hmm.
have money. I get that. And if she was stepping in and stepping in and stepping in, I would have been lockstep with her and been like, this is great, because I never work with a client that I'm like, I can't wait till this is over.
Right.
I love, love, love it. I'm like that at the retreats too. But I have learned that's not good for
Yeah.
me, because now I'm taking some ownership for your recovery, your healing journey.
Right.
And I still have a soft spot. Like, she lost a child and she's a single mom and she's struggling clearly, but she's not ready for
Yeah.
what I'm bringing to the table.
Right. There is a teacher for everybody. And when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And sometimes it's the student that has, I've made many decisions of a coach that was for me for a certain season. And then it was
Yeah.
time for me to
Yeah.
complete. And I can still recommend them to
Sure.
people. It just wasn't in alignment for me anymore.
Sure.
And I have had clients that this was great and this is not feeling like a vibrational match. We're not on the same, it's not the same exchange. Like I'm giving and I don't feel like it is being implemented. This is in a pro bono
Sure,
situation.
sure, sure.
Again, it's like if you're going to pay for my program and not do the work, that's between you and Jesus. But if I'm going to do it for, if I'm going to show
Right,
up for you, I need you to
right.
show up for you as well.
Sure.
And, I think that's what we're both saying. And it just
Yes.
feels sometimes I can have that feel hard or well then what am I supposed to do and and I can tell by even just like how it feels in my body that I'm trying to remedy a quote
Right.
unquote problem that is not mine
Well,
to
I think
solve
about
right
the
now.
teachers and the healers in my life. And when I was ready,
Yeah.
I found who and what I needed.
Yep.
And the key component for me is I sought it out.
Yeah.
I relentlessly, I was a single mom. I didn't really have money for
Mhm.
therapy, but I figured it out.
Yep.
I knew how important it was. I wanted to be a good mother to my children, and I knew my emotional health was that
Yep.
important that I just figured it out. I would clean
Exactly.
a house, or I would
Mhm.
ask a family member, "Hey, can I do something for you?" I figured it out. And I have to give that onus to the client, and it may look callous, but I know it's not,
Yeah.
because I always say there's no good reason I should be living the life that I'm living,
Right.
because I grew up on food stamps. No dad in the home. I got married my first time young, had babies young. My first husband became an addict. I mean, like, I could go through it. There's no reason I should be here
Right.
in the abundance I am in. My husband was not rich when I married him. He's not rich now. But, like, it wasn't like I'm married into money, or nothing happened that I didn't create. And
That's
so I
right.
feel like no matter what you've been through, you can create what it is you're meant to have. You can attract it. You can
Right.
find the resources are there.
Right.
They're there.
Yeah.
And if you
Yes.
aren't finding it, it's because you're not ready, or you don't understand it, or you're not meant to right now. And that's okay. I can just let that be what it is. And it's
Right.
been an evolution. I mean, I scramble sometimes when I don't have enough people coming to a retreat, and I want to knock the price. And what I'm finding is it's not bad, but it's also not bringing the people who are meant to be there. It still works
Exactly.
out. It's still good, but often it's just, yeah, we're all kind of figuring this out as we go, huh?
Right, right. It's true. And I think, and I love, thank you for sharing that because I feel the same way. When I lead culinary trips to France for solo female travelers. And the what your face just did is what everybody's face does when I tell them what I do. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I want to do that." And it's so great. I'm like, "Great, you can. Here's the next opportunity. We're going to cooking school in
Absolutely. If I was
September.
called
We're
to that,
doing
I
this."
know that I could.
Right? And then they look at the link and they're like, oh, it's like whatever, 8,000 euros to go. Well, yeah, it is because I used to do it for a lot less and it still cost 8,000 euros to go. I was just absorbing all of these costs because I thought that price was too high and nobody would do it. But it's like,
Sure.
but wait a minute. That's how much it actually costs. So it doesn't make sense
Sure.
for me to take clients on a vacation and pay for it when, like it
Sure.
gets we can put our own money story on to a situation. And that is Terry Cole in her book Boundary Boss talks about when you're pricing your products. It's like you got to stay on your own side of the street. Like do the research, know how much for your retreat, know how much it costs, to host a retreat, know how much you want to make as a profit on that, and price it and be in alignment with that pricing. And then that energy is going to call in the right people, right?
Yeah, 100%. And it's taken me a lot because I understand energetically where someone is. And I don't just work with moms who are in
Sure.
deep grief of losing a child. I work with women. It's empowerment retreat,
Right.
And I understand when you're in it that your energy is heavy and thick. And if the potential client, doesn't realize, they don't get it, like, oh, this is an investment in my transformation. I
Exactly.
think I used to even hear people say that and be like, like they're so full of it. And now I get it. I watch what happens to women in front of me. I
Right.
literally am part of it. And now I'm like, you know, it's on you to figure that piece out.
Right. And there's no transformation without transaction. Like
No.
it's why the jeans I buy at Old Navy don't give me the same hit as the jeans I buy at Nordstrom because they look better on my body and I feel better. And that is why I will pay $150 for the pants instead of $25 for the pants because I feel way more than 5 times better in them.
100%.
The experience matches when you are ready for it, right?
Sure.
So if you value it, but our personal transformation is priceless and comes with price.
Right. And it's our own responsibility,
Yeah.
just like it's up to me to go and find it and figure it out. And this whole idea that if we were at the time talking about our spouse and their journey, right?
Yeah.
Because my husband was an addict and alcoholic, that he's got a God and I'm not it.
Yeah.
And that the potential person I might work with, they have a responsibility, or they have a direct connection to also their
Hmm.
higher self, to
Right.
God. They have that, and I have to trust their connection and mine.
Yeah.
And that
Right.
I don't need to talk them into it. I don't need to even all I have to do, and I learned this from my other business, is just offer the coffee. And, we
Hmm.
thought about like the waitress walking around and she's like, would you like some more coffee? She doesn't care if you want coffee. She doesn't care if you're ready for coffee. She's just trying to see, do you want some coffee? And she releases the energy. She's not going home and crying if you don't
She's
want the coffee.
unattached.
She's not thinking she's not going to pay her bills if you don't want coffee. She's just offering coffee. And in this place in my life, I'm just offering, based on another Al Anon or AA, based on my own experience, strength, and hope. I'm offering what I can do to help walk you through
Yeah.
your specific need at the time. And I may be or not be what you need right now. And that
Hmm.
doesn't have anything to do with me,
Yes. Yes. I feel the same way.
especially as I'm building,
Right.
coming into expansion of all the things I'm doing. It's been interesting to watch it evolve
Right.
and keep reminding myself there's no really good reason why you're in the space you're in other than you continue to create.
That's right. Oh, it's so beautiful.
And my retreats, I changed the title of the umbrella, which is Women Rising,
Mm,
because it's rising into the higher version of yourself.
right. Oh, it's so beautiful. And I love that analogy of offering coffee. I think for me, I feel like I'm just setting the table. I'm setting the
Mm,
table and you are invited. You have a place here. I am creating and curating opportunities for women to say yes to themselves.
yes.
And my role in that is to set the table. I
Yes.
am unattached to who
I
knocks on the
love that.
door and comes and sits down. And some people circle the table and don't sit
Sure.
down. Some people sit down and never get up, and they're lifers with me, which is so beautiful. And I love
Sure.
that too. And I desire a longer table. Like we're going to just keep doing
Yes.
this because
Yes.
it feels so good and my table's moving all over the world, which is so fun. It's all just
Mm.
really beautiful. And like you said, we are the deliberate creators of our own experience. So you've created the life that you're living. I'm creating the life that I'm living. And our listener is also creating the life that they're living, whether they want it or not.
Yeah, that concept was really tough for me after I lost my son. Like I
Yeah.
already had the things in place. I understood it. My soul knew it. I knew I'm creating
Yeah.
my experience, co-creating. And then it was hard to put that into
Yeah.
words. And I remember people saying, there's no way in hell I'm creating this because I wouldn't have created a world in which I would lose my child or my spouse
Right.
or my whatever. And I remember thinking, and it took me a long time for me to wrap my head around this. It was really
Yeah.
tough. And I would say, of the people out in the world doing amazing work, Byron Katie is probably one of my favorites.
Yes.
Or she's been instrumental in the way I look at this. But what I've said recently often is that I am creating my experience, and so is every other human.
Mhm.
And my creation of my experience does not extend to the journey of someone else. So, I often also call it like bumper cars. Like
Yeah.
we're all having our own experience and we're bumping. So the people closest to you are hitting your car. Like you're getting affected by their journey,
Yes.
but you aren't creating or controlling it. And even
Right.
though us mamas think for a long time
Right.
we are, and we're trying.
Right.
They're trying to put the bumper pads up and keep them going in a certain
Yeah.
direction, but they came in with their own
Mhm.
agenda. And that's been a huge transformation or a huge level of acceptance for me
For
that
sure.
I would have thought wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
But and this is hard.
Of
But
course.
his journey was perfect. Also, he came in when he was supposed to come in. He went out when he was supposed to go out. And who am I to say what it should have been? You know,
Yeah.
as my journey, as my huge hurting mama heart, because no level of acceptance takes that piece away.
For sure.
I wish that wasn't his journey, but then I have to respect that he followed the path he was meant to follow and that it is also perfect. As much as it hurts me, as much as
Yeah.
it makes me sad that, you don't ever go into having a child thinking, well, one day I might not have them. Like that
Right.
never crosses your mind.
Right.
I mean, you get fearful and stuff, but you don't think of that. Like you get a pet and you're probably going to outlive your pet,
Yeah.
right? Like that's just like expected. So anyway, I've learned that when people say there's there's no way in hell I'm creating this because this is a whole shit show.
Right.
And I'm like, I get that. And
Yeah.
of the things to believe that you're creating, that concept for me was a really tough one. Like, no, 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 no. This is what I created was exactly the opposite. I
Hmm.
spent 22 years trying to keep him going and
Right.
help him make it and help him figure it out. And
Right.
that's not what I created, but it's what he created that I was unfortunately or fortunately, depending on the moment in time
Right.
that I'm talking about it, that I was affected by.
Yeah.
And yeah, so whew,
That's so beautiful, Marie. I just want to acknowledge and reflect back to you how gorgeous you are and how you are so generous in the sharing of what your experience is and your learnings in those experiences and your understanding of what's happening in a non-physical realm and trusting in that. And I know, well, I don't know how hard it is. What I do know is believing in something so big that somehow brings with it immense peace and immense inspiration and immense contribution, even in the midst of immense pain, doesn't always translate to everyone you're talking to. And I just want to say that I see you and I hear you and I applaud you and I am inspired by you. And although I don't have the same exact situation as you, I understand that even in the up level and the spiritual development and that immense peace and that growth and expansion, that it can also feel lonely at times because a part of our conditioning and habits want us to be able to explain it in a way that makes everybody understand or come to our way of seeing how we're seeing our experience. And that is not our side of the street.
Right. First, I want to say thank you.
I love you.
It makes me so like, I wish I just had all the money to bring all the people, all the mamas, just to have them all. Because
Right.
I feel like this isn't fun,
Right.
but it's better than what I'm watching sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
I'm watching people crying every day after 13 years, and I'm thinking,
Mm,
oh, hell no.
right.
I said in the beginning, if I'm going to be here, and I am because I've never had those thoughts in my life,
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe after menopause set in.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna be here, then I'm gonna figure out how not to be miserable. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I can't feel that the
Right.
intensity or
Yeah.
this 24/7 for 40 years or 30
Right.
years. Like it's not, I was gonna say it's not who I am. It's not who I'm going to choose to be. And I
Right.
believe that there's a choice, and I get it. I watch people who have lost way more than me, multiple children. They don't have anybody, and my whole heart just breaks for them because I'm like, how do you get up from that?
Right.
And yet I know that you can,
Yeah.
but you have to choose that you want to. And some
Right.
people aren't meant to, and some people won't choose or they don't know they can. Or I don't know.
Right.
Not my circus,
Not your
not my
side of the
monkeys.
street. Right.
Yeah, not my problem. My calling, I guess, or what I'm here for is
Yeah.
to play with the people who are particularly called to play with me and
Right.
receive what I have to offer.
Yes. And trust that everybody else will find their anchor.
Yeah, and maybe this experience or, I don't want to talk too much on the metaphysical, but maybe this go round, they're not meant to. Maybe
Right.
I had another experience where I lost big like this and I couldn't get back up.
Yeah.
I just want to honor that, and they don't have to believe what I believe because
Right.
I'm the only person who has to be okay with this level of awareness and acceptance. And who knows, people probably look at me and like she's just faking
Who
it, or
cares?
how could she be that put together? And look, I've paid the penalty for that within myself the first time I danced in my living room, but
Right.
and just like thought, what kind of mom could I be, if I can be
Mm,
okay?
yeah.
And then I thought, I, I'm choosing this.
Mhm.
I
Right.
was a good mom. I am. And had to just own that
Right.
and continue to create.
Yes.
So it makes me, unfortunately and fortunately, as always, both sides, uniquely qualified, I think,
Yeah.
to say, listen, if I can do this, then give me what you got. And it doesn't
Mhm.
mean that you're divorced and you're empty nesting and you're losing your parents and your spouse or whatever. It doesn't mean that those things aren't huge, defining,
Right.
brutal times in your life. But what
Right.
it means is if I can do this and other mothers can do this in the wake of this
Yeah.
profound loss, then anyone can get back up. Like
Right.
anyone.
Well, it's a boulder, right? So you can be crushed by it, or you can climb to the top and get the new view.
Yes. And yes, and I love that term
That's my
now.
favorite, right?
Yes, and by this piece, I think if somebody said, what do you really wish that mothers in particular, just because I haven't lost a spouse.
Right.
I lost my mother 20 months before I lost my son, which was
Oh,
really also tragic. But if I had to give something, if you could like give it to them on a spoon,
yep.
I would say that healing, finding peace, joy, allowing it to coexist with your
Mm,
great grief does not leave them behind.
right.
The better you can find a place of feeling, I can actually play in the memories and the funny and the things and not have it stolen by the tears.
Right.
And so it's like, as you heal, a lot of times I think we put the two together, right? It's like you're so ingrained with the tears and the grief and feeling them in that pain, but you can feel them also in, like, now I can talk about him, I can laugh, I can
Right.
say what a shit he was. I can
Right.
I can talk openly about our relationship and the tumultuousness of it and his life on this earth. And I can often, I mean, when I'm in this is what comes. But on the average, I can talk about him as if he were still here, knowing that he's not, but like, just like I would throw memories around about my daughter who is here, I could talk about those things and it not be, and I keep saying stolen by the
Mm,
tears. Because in
yeah.
the beginning, everything was stolen by that. The minute I had a good memory, it was, and he's not here. Like my body, your body keeps the score
Right.
and you can't really override that for a while. And I thought I could, by the way. uh, how profound and wrong I was. But if I could gift someone anything, it would be if you can move towards joy and peace and allowing it to coexist with your great grief,
Right.
then you can touch them more without
Yes.
tears.
Mm,
The love
yeah.
that you have and had for them and the experiences can begin to surmount
Yes.
the loss.
Yep.
And that is a really tough. I remember knowing that,
Yeah.
and the way that some of the healers said it was, as you raise your vibration, you communicate with them more, but I
Hmm.
didn't understand it. And I was like, that's some bullshit. Like, I can't
Right.
even quit crying. I can't breathe. I
Right.
can't imagine, like, every day you wake up and this is my effing life. I can't believe
Right.
this is my life. Like, I fought so hard all these years for all the things, and this is what I
Yeah.
got until I got it,
Yeah.
until the day that I didn't cry when I told a story about him and I could
Mm,
laugh. And maybe there was a heaviness, and then I kept moving in that direction, and I feel like that's my job right now. That is
yeah.
my walking the other mothers home,
Right.
taking their hand
Right.
and saying, if you follow me, you can have something with them that right
Yeah.
now you can't even fathom,
Right.
and you aren't leaving them behind.
Right. You're integrating the teachings and the learnings and the experiences with them.
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
And And I think it's a tough concept.
Sure.
And the only piece of it is experience. You
Yeah.
know, I just did a TikTok video about how people would say, "You're so strong, you're so strong."
Hmm.
And I was like, it wasn't strength, it was willingness. It wasn't strength.
Oh, that's
Because that means if
gorgeous.
somebody doesn't have my tenacity and personality, they're screwed.
Yeah.
This was willingness. I just
Hmm.
was willing to
Yeah.
look and seek and pray and meditate and journal. Journaling's my meditation until I found him,
Oh
until
my
I
gosh.
released.
Yeah.
I was just willing. And I say to people, I'm just be willing
Yeah.
to feel better. Be
Right.
willing that if you can and you will find them.
Yeah. Allow yourself, right? Be
It's just willing.
available. Hmm.
And some people have said, well, you have to be this to be willing and whatever. I'm like, we could dice it up any kind of way you want.
Right.
But for me, I am strong. I was
Right.
born with some natural born tenacity,
Yeah.
and independence. But that wasn't what got me through this. That
Yeah.
wasn't, I couldn't muscle through the grief. I couldn't.
Mm.
And so, anyway, I didn't mean for this to turn all into that.
Marie, please. It's all so perfect. And I appreciate your vulnerability and your transparency and your generosity in all of these words. It doesn't matter what we all know it doesn't matter what we plan. What happens is going to happen. And even
Yes.
in the course of a conversation, like I'm supposed to start it by asking how you're saying yes to yourself in this season. And like I haven't even asked you that yet. But what I know is that you cannot say the right thing to the wrong person, and you
Mm,
cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. And I know that for you and I to have this divine appointment and to know that when the listener hears it, it will be exactly what they need when they need it as well, is just another vote that our role in this is only willingness. We don't have to figure it out. We have to allow it in. We don't have to pick the best route and then make sure that everybody else follows that same route because it's the one that works. No, it's just curiosity, discovery, trust, integration, rest, peace. And the only one who knows if those are the tenets of the experience is the person having the experience.
absolutely. I say often, my path is not the
Right.
path. It's a path.
Yeah.
And if it speaks to you, if it calls to you, I have women reach out to me all the time and they're like, I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but something about the way you talk about this or whatever, I'm just drawn
Yeah.
to you.
Exactly.
And I often say, and there's a lot of people that are not
Right.
drawn to me.
Right.
Believe me, I get that, and that's okay.
Right.
I'm not for everybody, but I used to say that in a real sassy way. And now I mean it in a very
Yeah.
truly energetic way because I'm like, if I'm not for you, best that we not
Totally. I don't
play.
want to be for everybody. There's not
Right,
enough of
right.
me.
But my journaling process for
Yeah.
me is my meditation. I'm not as good at silent meditation or walking meditation. I've tried, and I'm actually moving that direction. But my journaling,
Yeah.
the way I just show up for myself. So
Mm.
I think I've already answered your question, but
A
I'll
thousand
answer it.
times. But yes, please. How are you saying yes to yourself in this season?
In this season, I'm honoring that my mind's not working the way it did.
Mm.
I'm no longer dinging myself for,
Yeah.
I'm looking for ways of circumventing it. Like, how can I bring some people in to do some of this functional stuff that I used to do so well and easily? But the way I say yes to myself the most is by continuing to hear
Mm.
and listen
Yeah.
when my higher self, when God is whispering to me.
Yeah.
And I do that by journaling. as a habit.
Yeah.
And some days I'm kind of pissed about it. Like I'll sit and be like, I don't feel like doing this. I got all these things I want to do. But I know it's me showing up for me.
Yeah.
It's me showing up for me. And what people don't understand about the journaling process, and it's, again, it's not for everybody, but if you will show up, it's like opening this portal
Mm-hmm.
to things that you don't even know you think and feel. I watch
Mm-hmm.
it every single time. People are like, I didn't even know that was there. I did some work at one of the retreats. I said, oh, I'll do this exercise with them. Bad idea, because I didn't really even know the pieces of my story that were still
Yeah.
really hurting me. And so it opened it up in front of everybody, which I'm not afraid of, except for now I got to close it so I can
Yeah.
work with them, you know?
Right.
So that's how I'm saying yes to myself the most in this time, in this
Mm.
season of my life is okay, hormonally, you are 52 and you are in it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're broken. It
Right.
means you are human. You're a human woman who is going out of cycling.
Mm-hmm.
This is normal. And just giving her a lot of grace
Yeah.
for whatever she needs right now, which for somebody like me who has Energizer Bunny energy,
Mm-hmm.
to not feel like doing 80,000 things, or
Yeah.
to just want to sit down and have another cup of coffee,
Mm-hmm.
or to, you know, whatever it is, and
Right.
to trust that the process is aligned, you know?
Yes. And it's safe to be at rest.
And that has been probably the hardest thing for me.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a plow
Yeah.
through it. I'm a go do it anyway. Don't, my poor children. I
Right.
mean, I was such a pusher as a mother. And I don't know if you know about human design, but
Mm-hmm.
my
I'm a
daughter's a
generator.
projector.
I
And so she doesn't have a lot of
think mine
energy.
is too.
She's 33. So we have the best conversations. And I've literally been like, I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Because she always felt like she just didn't have enough energy. And
Right.
like something was wrong with her when that's just her design. And I'm a
Right.
manifesting generator. So I am like,
Right.
no stop.
I'm a generator and I recently did Amelia's. She's 12. And she was born in China, so we speculate the time.
Sure.
But it came back as a generator, and I was like, oh, I really think she's a projector or she's 12. So she could just be 12.
Either or. I don't know that we could do a whole lot of that, you know, especially without a specific time, but I'm definitely honoring my design, but also just what's coming. And I spend a lot of time looking and asking and being pretty unapologetic about it. Like I've
Yeah.
even said to my husband, like multiple times, we built this really phenomenal beach resort home to run these retreats. And
Amazing.
I've said to him multiple times, I'm not going to sell my soul for that place. So
Yeah.
if we have to let it go, fine. I'll live in an RV. I'm not grinding anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not. And now I know I don't have to.
Right. Oh, isn't that beautiful?
It kept me safe. It
Right.
helped me survive. I made
Mhm.
it through all those years with that beautiful bouncing baby boy that
Right.
that I raised, who was also a manifesting generator, and he and
Yeah.
I, woo.
Yep.
But yeah, now in this season, I just don't have to, and I don't have to apologize for it to
Right.
myself mostly.
Exactly.
Like, you know, my
Exactly.
internal dialogue was so harsh.
Yeah.
So I talk about this in my journal writing program, but this book right here.
Yes, The Artist Way, Julia
Okay, so in
Cameron.
here she has an exercise, and it's you're looking for the person in your life who was your authoritarian person, the person who made you feel not okay. And I do this whole exercise and I'm like, it was me. It was literally
Yeah.
me, because my mother she raised 4 kids on her own, no child
Mhm.
support. She was exhausted and she
Yeah.
was depressed. And there's a whole other story there, but we didn't know. And she was not very available. And
Mhm.
I raised myself in my head, and it
Right.
never left me. And then I'm in my late 30s and I figure out, oh, I'm the dictator. It's
Right.
me. And I have spent the last 12, 15 years trying to undo the dialogue. And now the dialogue is more loving, like, oh, you're tired. Like, you don't feel like it. It doesn't even matter why you don't feel like it. It doesn't even matter
Exactly.
if you partied too hard and,
Right.
it's fine. That's life. You had a good
Yeah.
time. Now you're tired because you're 52. You're not 32. Like,
Right.
you can rest.
Oh my gosh. It's so good. Marie, I could talk to you all day.
Ah,
I can't wait for our next opportunity. But until then, please tell everyone where they can find and follow you, how they can get their hands on the book, all the good things.
okay, so mariecruz.com is my main website. You can set up a free consultation with me there. My email's on there, my Facebook connections, everything is on my website. My retreat, there's two paths. There's one called Relax and Renew, which is for every woman. Anything you're going through, that path is for there. And then I have a Defying the Gravity of Grief retreat for the mothers who've lost a child. And that is exclusively for them, which is so magical. And
Yes.
then, I know this is so crazy. I haven't linked my book yet,
Come
but
on now.
the history of the book is my son passed. I started writing the book 7 months later. It was my therapy.
Yeah.
It was so cathartic and so brutally hard to write. It's a fiction about my life. There's some
Mm.
reasons for that. And then I wrote the book over a certain amount of time, and there are journal entries in the book
Mm.
that I just wanted to put in there.
Yeah.
My book coach did not fully agree with me, but I said, it's my book. I don't care. I
That's
wasn't
right.
trying to make money. And by the way, you don't really make money.
Right.
But
But you meet fun people when you go on their podcast.
so in the book has journals, and then I was running a small retreat and trying to pass this journaling process to them, but I didn't even know it was a process.
Yeah.
And then I created one. And that's
Awesome.
what birthed the Nautilus Way, which is my signature program. So anyway, the Nautilus Way is also on my website. My book is not, but it's called Even When She Rose, and has some pretty good reviews. I think I still feel like an imposter with that book,
Mm.
but I think it's definitely touched a lot of people so far.
Amazing. We will link everything down in the show notes. And again, I cannot wait until our next opportunity to play. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. As always, any links or notes mentioned can be found at phineaswrighthouse.com in the podcast section of our site or in the show notes below. And if you haven't connected with me personally, come find me on Instagram at Phineas Wrighthouse and let me know you listened to this episode. I'd love to get to know you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I know your days are full, and I'm really grateful that you chose to spend some of your precious time right here. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of these delightful conversations. I'll see you next week.